Hi, hello. Here's a Dvar Torah on Parshas Sara. The Dvar Torah is the Lui Nishmatan, Nechama Edel Malka Bas Alexander, Fega Miro Bas David, and Miriam Leah Bas Shlomo. Sheli Lui Nishmatan. Most of you remember, most of you have seen it. The kids come home from kindergarten, first grade with a picture of something like this, right? The Ohel of Sara. Yitzchak meets Rivka. She almost falls off the camel. He's out there davening mincha, and they get married. And when he brings her to his home, the pasuk says, "Vayivyeha Yitzchak ohala Sara imo." He brings her. He rebuilds the tent that had been sitting folded up, Sarah's tent. He rebuilds it, brings Rivka to it because he saw that she merited it. And v'yehaveha, v'nachem Yitzchak acharei imo. He gets married. He brings her to the Ohel. He loves her. It comes after marriage, yes. And he is comforted after his mother. Chazal right away say that there were 4 simanim, 4 signs that were in Sarah's tent that came back. And Rashi only brings 3 of them, and that we're going to discuss that. So the 4 signs are, I'll show it here in the picture, okay? The cloud, the open doors on all 4 sides, the challah, the bracha metzuya b'isa, and the ner daluk me'erev Shabbat le'erev Shabbat, okay? Those are the 4 signs. Rashi, though, when he quotes the Medrash, brings only 3 of them. He brings the candle that's lit from Friday to Friday, the special bracha, the special blessing that was in the dough and the bread that Sarah baked, and the cloud that was on top of the tent. Why does Rashi leave out the 4th sign, which, as I will remind you, are the doors that are open, the doors of the tent? Well, if this would be a class, I would set you all up into breakout rooms, and we would come up, me and my classes over the years, we've come up with about 6, 7 answers to this question. Why did Rashi leave out the fact that the doors of Sarah's tent were open to guests? All right, so if you want, you could stop and think about it, and if not, then you could continue listening. One of the answers we came up with, and this we didn't find it in the Farshim, we just thought of it in our heads because it's real. One of the answers is that the sign of the doors opened on the tent is a sign of Abraham. It's not really a sign for the ladies' tent. So even though the Medrash mentions it, but the Medrash is mentioning it overall, it wasn't in Sarah's tent or in Rivka's tent. Another answer would be that, of course, she's coming into Avram's family. There's no question that there will be Hachnasas Orchim. So we don't even mention it. So Rashi doesn't mention it. Another answer on these same lines is that what was Rivka's test to see if she was going to be accepted into Avram's family? The fact that she brought water to the camels and she gave water to Eliezer. So we already did a V, okay? We already know that as far as Chesed, Rivka passed with flying colors. So it's the next 3 signs that Yitzchak wants to check out or that Rashi feels are worthy of mention. Another answer is that Yitzchak and Rivka don't talk a lot. Yitzchak and Rivka, Yitzchak has the midah of gevura. He's more internal. He's more of an introvert. And between Rivka and Yitzchak, we don't see much talking. So maybe they didn't take the Achnasas Orchim as seriously and as to an extreme as Abraham and Sarah did. Could be. Every couple builds their lives and doesn't always follow in exactly the path they follow. So I think I gave you about 5 answers there. Okay. Anyway, so Rashi only brings 3 of them. The Maharal is very upset at that, but I'm not going. It's going to be in the source page. Anyone that's interested, he says, how could Rashi change what it says in Chazal? If Chazal brought 4, then it's 4. But he does mention that he understands maybe why Rashi only brought these 3, because these are 3 mitzvot of a woman. Lighting the candles every Friday night, taking challah. It's not just taking challah. Of course, taking challah make a bracha, but even lighting the candles. Lighting the candles isn't a one-time thing. Lighting the candles, having light in the house, is lighting up the neshamas of the people in the house. It's lighting the neshamas of the children. It's chinuch, it's education. Putting a bracha in the isa, in the dough, is not just Friday night challahs. It's every time the lady of the house mixes the soup, she's putting blessings into the soup. And everything that she cooks, it's not just full of minerals and vitamins, but she's cooking it so that the family should be strong and be able to do avodas Hashem. The cloud on top of the ohel is the tahara in the family, tahara that the woman is mostly in charge of when it comes to hilchot nida and the taharas mishpacha. So that's the anan kashor al ha'ohel. I have one of the perushim that I saw brought a point. It's from Rabbeinu Bachaya, and it's exactly what we're saying, but it actually shows that the ohel of Sara, listen to this, is the Mishkan, is the Beit HaMikdash, which means that we women, our Kohanim, are serving Hashem in our private Mikdash Ma'at, right? Tivnuli Mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't just rest in a Beit HaMikdash on a mountain in Yerushalayim, Be'ezrat Hashem, that we should be zochet to be there, but Hashem rests in everyone's house. And therefore, the Rabbeinu Bachai says the candle that we have that are from Erev Shabbat to Erev Shabbat in Sara's Ohel is the menorah, the Ner Revi'i, which is a Ner Tamid in the Beit HaMikdash. The challah is the Lechem Apanim, which on Friday, when they took it off after a whole week, it was fresh, smelled delicious, tasted as if it had just been baked. That was a nace in the Beit HaMikdash. And the Anan HaKtoret, that's the Anan and Sarah's Ohel. The Anan HaKtoret was also a cloud on top of the Beit HaMikdash that showed the Tahara, the Kedusha that was in that place, that was in the Mikdash. And Rabbeinu Bachai says, because Sarah hayta mitnaheget with Tahara, Sarah kept the laws of Taharat HaMishpacha, and therefore she had that Anan HaOhel. What's interesting, I saw another parish that went through these 4 signs. He sees it as 4 signs, not 3 signs. He's from the 1500s, Rav Shmuel Yafa Ashkenazi, and he says like this, and this is, I'll end it with you. I think it's a little bit funny, even humorous. This is in the 1500s, girls, okay? 1550. The first sign is that she should be smart. Not like most of the women who are silly and don't really have a mind to them. And that we see is the Anan Kashol HaOhel. It's signifying that Sarah had the Nevuah and Sarah was a smart lady. The second sign is that she should have Tovat Ayin. She shouldn't be stingy, but she should see people in as good a light as they could. And that is the Dlatot Ptuchot L'Revacha. She's always looking out of the doors, not to contradict others, but to see the good in others. The third thing is she should watch the money and she should be concerned about the economics of the house, not like most ladies that just spend all the time and don't really care what's in the bank. And that we see in the bracha Mitzuya Be'isa, that when she bakes, when she cooks, she stays within the guidelines of not being frivolous. And the fourth thing is that she shouldn't start fights. She should be interested in having peace and quiet between neighbors and within the family. And that's the Ner Daluk, because the Ner shows Shalom Bayis. So Be'ezrat Hashem, we should all be Zocha, we already are, and just continue to building our small Mikdash, our Ohel of Sarah, and have a good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.